Chesterton, 100 years ago, I think, identified one of the main things that's wrong with modern education. He says, in the classroom today, the child is exposed to educational philosophies that are younger than he is. In other words, we keep experimenting on our children. We keep trying out new ideas. The latest fad, the latest fashion doesn't work, so we try a new one to replace it. It's always a new idea. It's always the latest idea. And of course, it runs out of relevance almost right away because it's not the right idea. Chesterton argues that it's the oldest things that ought to be taught to the youngest children. The whole definition of education is truth in the state of transmission. It's simply passing the truth from one generation to the next. The teacher is supposed to represent the parent in loco parentis. The teacher is hired by the parent to represent the parent. But in modern education today, we have clearly driven a wedge between parent and student as the educational institutions think that they are wiser than the parent and simply don't represent the parent. So they don't represent traditional ideas or common sense, but a lot of strange new theories that represent only a minority of thinking and have taken over the educational institutions. So the solution, of course, is to somehow give that power and authority back to the parents, to have schools that represent the parents. And we started a school. It's a high school, what we call it in the United States, but it's the years from age 14 to 18, right before university, and we call it Chesterton Academy, using G.K. Chesterton as a model thinker, in that he thought and wrote about everything and had a very integrated philosophy that really had an answer for all different subjects. So much of education is each subject has been divided from the other subject so that there's no relevance, there's no connection to anything. It's all separating everything from everything else. Chesterton says the world has become one wild divorce court. So we put together a curriculum where what we teach in one subject is directly connected to what's being taught in another subject, and so that the student becomes a coherent and comprehensive thinker, and it's all informed by a strong and comprehensive philosophy. Most high schools don't teach philosophy at all. Most high schools have made art an option. We require art because we teach truth, goodness, and beauty. So students develop an artistic sense along with their ability to reason and to calculate and to use logic. They also develop their creative imaginations, and they have a good sense of history and literature and truth.